I told her Colgate, baby, gotta keep your teeth straight. Yeah. Bayo flexing, extensive. Brand new Rari, Smith and Wesson. Menzel ballin', want my credit, Speaking of credit, Bell owe me, I got credit, V12, y'all ain't ready at all. Trapping beats, I'm like, hurry up and buy an extra Draco for my boss, cause his birthday 4th of July. I'm so busy, make me feel like I'm in and out my kids' life. I'm the father of 6 babies. You know what I'm saying? No cook, no shoe. No cook, break, no shoe. Hey, time to kick it, she don't follow, no you crushing on it. Camel toe, big, I see the brand inside the silver toe. Phones go my girl up, no meaning 92. Fuck them by the 2 and let them travel with a few. All this fucking money, I'm just shit not my boo. I'm living right and ain't ever read a boo. Chanel vintage, put it on the blue. Cause the way I whip that body, charging me with cruelty. Yeah, don't try to stop me, don't you try to knock me. You see me, got these records in the back. You gotta forgive my heart, I don't mean nothing like that. I mean do that to you. Red bottom, so come at me, y'all got the space. I ain't playing.
Welcome to Life Talk 21, the show that is designed to motivate you, to inspire you, and to give you strategies to help you live in the 21st century. And not just live, but we want you to be successful. And I'm your host, Eric Wortham, behavior specialist, educator, author, speaker, and naval disabled veteran. And today, I just want to briefly talk to you. Well, first of all, I haven't been on for a couple of weeks because I'm working on some magic, seriously, some magic. And all of you that have been invited to be a part of this magic, make sure that you are there. I know you don't get it, it's up here. And that's why I got to videotape it, because it's here and it's hard to explain, but just come. You do not want to miss this, because it's going to be one of the coolest things you've ever experienced. It's game changing like that. If we do it right, it's going to be game changing. So that's what I've been working on. But just looking at two great sayings on this morning, I thought it was enough for me to bring that to my podcast. It really is. And one was put on Facebook by my daughter this morning. It said, and this was Joel Osteen. She was putting stuff up. We fight too many battles that don't matter. They're talking about me. I'm going to set them straight. But when you get them fixed, somebody else will start talking about you. Here's what I've learned. Nobody talks about people that aren't doing anything. Nobody tries to discount or discredit someone that has no influence. Take it as a compliment. The reason they're talking is because you're a difference maker. You're a world changer. They can see your influence, your gifts, and the favor on your life. The brighter light, the more heat. The higher you go, the more people you can see. Now, that is so authentic and true. It really is. But this is what I learned to take it a step further, because this is what you're going to find. When you are trying to please people and you're trying to please everybody, you're going to find that to be very impossible, because you can be the best person, the nicest person in the world. You can be a saint, but you're going to have a segment of people that say, I don't like them. They're too nice. And I mean, it's funny, but it is true. You're always going to have people that don't support what you do. And it's probably going to be a lot, because it's a lot of people in America. But that shouldn't be your aim. This is your aim. This is what I focus on. I want to make sure that what I am doing, first of all, is within my preference. within the things that I love and I'm passionate about. That's number one. You want to make sure that it's within that area, because if you're passionate about it, no matter how much work it takes, you're going to be more willing to put in that work to make it to make that happen. But the other thing is, look, man, you have to understand that God has given you gifts. And if you have a relationship with God and you understand that relationship, you understand Him, you're in tune with Him, you do what He wants you to do. The gift that He gave you is going to tell you what He wants you to do. And you employ that. And, even sometimes when it comes to family, I have a lot of people in my family that support me. So it's not a bad thing, but sometimes family hates too, And let me tell you something about that. And that's what we're going to do on this live taping, man. We're going to have 3 couples there that's going to get a chance to learn some fun stuff about themselves, because that's where it is. We don't understand us well enough to be able to tolerate, to deal with, to embrace people that don't look like us, talk like us, think like us. We don't know enough about us. Because I'm convinced that there are people that are, quite frank, assholes that don't know it, because they've never taken the time to self-assess to see what their tendencies and preferences are. Hey, and so that's what they're going to find out. Because sometimes people are offensive and they don't mean to be. They think they're doing some good things, but that's why we look at personality, we look at preferences and those things, because sometimes people just do not understand. So because of that, you have to be in tune with God. And if it's what God wants you to do, and again, you will know because it's your passion. You do your passion. You do your passion because that's your gift. I remember I talked about one. Doing your part in the system that God set up. We each have a role. That's why He gives us those gifts, so we can contribute to society in a positive way. That's why we have the gifts that we have. That's why we can do those special things that we can do, so that we can positively impact life and society. And so you do your gift. But at the same time, you need to understand that it has to be in the constraints of what you love doing. Because if it's something that you don't like doing, how many times have you quit a job because you found out, man, this is not me? Like an introvert, an introverted person who gets his or her energy from being by themselves. So they prefer to be by themselves a lot. Okay. You go and work at McDonald's. Okay. Serving people, customer service. It's not going to work. It's only a matter of time before you cuss everybody out at McDonald's. That's the truth. So but when you understand those things, you know that you don't need to be trying for McDonald's. Don't waste your effort there. Waste it somewhere. Then on the opposite, you have extroverted people that get their energy from being around groups of people. So they prefer to be around groups of people. You don't go work in an office where you're having to analyze all day and you're to yourself, because it's going to be only a matter of time before you leave that job and never come back. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to leave and never come back. You're going to see one of those people you work with on the street, and she's going to say, man, I thought everything was well. And you're going to tell them, no, it just wasn't me. And it wasn't. That's what they do. They just don't show up again. But it's because they're doing something. They need to be doing the job that the person working at McDonald's do. They need to switch jobs, okay? And so that's why, my point was, that's why you cannot expect to get the support of everybody, okay? Because you're always going to have people that say, I don't like what you do. No matter how well you do it, no matter what the intentions are, how good the intentions are, you're always going to have opposition. So we don't focus on trying to please everybody. We focus on trying to please God by working with the gift that he gave us. And when we do that, the people that he intends for us to reach, we will reach. So the people that God intends for us to reach, we will reach if we work within what he wants us to do with the gift that he gave us. So that was the first one. The second one, and this is the last one. It says, and this was my sister-in-law. Thank you, sister-in-law. Treat yourself like I-75 and never stop working on yourself, no matter how inconvenient it is to everyone else. And that's a joke and some good wisdom. It's both, because it's funny. Because I-75, they've been working. I told somebody that the other day. I was Ubering, and she was like, "Yeah, they look like been working on that for weeks." I say, "For years." We start laughing because it's not been weeks. It's been years. Some kids weren't even born that are like 10 and 12 now when they started that work. But just think about it though. They're not thinking about the inconvenience that they put on everybody else. Because come on, man, 75 South, you got one lane open for the whole weekend. In McDonough, Henry County. Okay, you got one lane open. Okay, I'm just saying, but that's the same approach you have to take about, developing yourself, being the best person that you can be. The same approach that you have to take. That's why I say it's both funny and it's very true, because that is really what it is. You are focusing on those things that God gave you. But that's very true, because they are doing the work and they don't care about how inconvenient you are. And now, we have to use tact with that too. We're always doing things in love. So, but it's just, the bottom line is there are people that hate all the time, and you can't let them stop you from trying to be your best you. That's just the bottom line. All right. And so that's all I want to do today, was to talk about those two sayings, because they're great sayings, and to remind you, if you were invited to this live taping, you do not want to miss it. I'm Eric Wortham. Remember, be all you can be by doing all you can do. Thank you.
I'm living right and they ain't ever read a book. Chanel vintage, put it on the road. Cause the way I whip that body, charging me with cruelty. Yeah, don't try to stop me, don't you try to knock me. You see me, got these records in the back. You gotta forgive my heart, I don't mean stuff like that. I didn't do that to you. Read bottoms, so come at me.